Amelia knew only the confines of the grand palace of Deucalion. She was different, born with the gift and curse of immortality. Her very existence was a closely guarded secret. The kingdom believed the power of immortality resided in a mystical gem. They never suspected it lived within their princess.
I spent my days learning courtly manners and studying ancient texts. My only companions were the palace staff and my loving but overprotective parents, the king and queen. They feared for my safety. They knew the greed my gift would ignite in others.
The princess dreamed of life outside the palace walls. She longed to experience the simple joys of the market, the thrill of a race through the forest, the warmth of the sun on her skin. But her world remained small, dictated by the power she possessed, a power she never asked for.
The desire for freedom gnawed at me. I yearned to experience the world beyond my gilded cage. One day an idea sparked in my mind. I would disguise myself. I would sneak out of the palace.
Amelia confided in her loyal handmaiden Elara. Elara, though hesitant, saw the desperation in Amelia's eyes and agreed to help. Under the cover of night, they stole out of the palace. They left behind the world Amelia knew.
The city bustled with life. The sights and sounds were overwhelming. Yet I felt strangely exhilarated. I was finally free, even if only for a few precious hours. I wandered through the marketplace, marveling at the colourful wares and the lively banter of the vendors.
A sense of exhilaration washed over Amelia. She felt truly alive for the first time. She had longed for this freedom, and now, finally, she was experiencing it. As Amelia strolled through the royal gardens, hidden from view, a voice startled her.
You seem lost.
A young man observed, his eyes twinkling with amusement. He was handsome, with kind eyes and a disarming smile. Amelia, caught off guard, stumbled over her words.
Oh, I'm a visiting noblewoman separated from my companions.
The young man introduced himself as Kaelin. He offered to help her find her way. As they walked, they talked and laughed. Kaelin was charming and witty, and Amelia found herself drawn to him. He was unlike anyone she had ever met within the confines of the palace.
I speak of simple things, of dreams and aspirations, of life beyond the palace walls.
For the first time, Amelia felt a connection with another person. He made her forget for a while the burden of her secret. He treated her not as a princess, but as an equal. She felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps she could have a normal life, a normal love, despite her immortality. As the days turned into weeks, Amelia and Kaelin's bond deepened. They met every day in the garden, stealing moments of happiness and shared laughter. Amelia found herself falling for him. His kindness and genuine nature were a breath of fresh air. However, Elara grew increasingly concerned.
Elara, I don't understand why you're so worried. Kaelin would never hurt me.
She noticed the guards whispering. She overheard rumors of a plot against the royal family, a plot to steal the secret of immortality. Elara warned Amelia to be careful, but Amelia dismissed her concerns. She refused to believe Kaelin would ever hurt her.
Elara, you're just being paranoid. Kaelin is different. I trust him.
One day, Elara found a small, intricately designed dagger hidden beneath a bush in the garden. It was identical to the daggers carried by the king's elite guard. A chill ran down her spine. She knew she had to show Amelia.
What is this? Why would there be a dagger here?
Elara's discovery planted a seed of doubt in Amelia's heart. She refused to believe it at first. She pushed the thought away. She loved Kaelin, she trusted him, but deep down, a sense of unease began to grow.
That evening, unable to ignore the fear gnawing at me, I decided to confront Kaelin.
She met him in their usual spot in the gardens, her heart pounding in her chest.
I tried to sound casual, but my voice trembled as I asked him about the rumors of the plot.
Kaelin's reaction was swift and cold. The gentle mask he had worn slipped away, revealing a stranger. He confirmed everything. The rumors were true. He had been sent to gain Amelia's trust, to discover the secret of her immortality.
Why?
Amelia whispered, her voice breaking with betrayal.
I had no choice. My family, they are being held hostage. My family, they are being held hostage. I was promised their safety in exchange for the secret you possess.
Amelia was devastated. She felt utterly betrayed. She had allowed herself to be vulnerable, to trust, to love, and now she was paying the price.
There must be another way. Help me find a way to save your family without sacrificing myself.
Caelan hesitated. He explained that his orders were to bring Amelia to his masters, the leaders of a neighboring kingdom. A kingdom that had long envied Deucalia's prosperity. They believed immortality was the key to their own dominion. A desperate plan formed in Amelia's mind. She would use herself as bait, she would draw Caelan's masters out, and then, with the help of the royal guards, she would expose their treachery. It was a risky plan, but it was the only one she had. Caelan, torn between his duty and his growing feelings for Amelia, reluctantly agreed. He knew the danger they would be facing, but he also couldn't bear the thought of handing her over to his masters. He had grown to care for her, more than he ever thought possible.
The following night, I ventured out of the palace once more, disguised in a simple cloak.
This time, however, you are not alone.
Caelan was by her side, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword, his eyes constantly scanning their surroundings. They reached the designated meeting point, a secluded clearing in the forest just beyond the city walls. As they waited, the silence was shattered by the sound of approaching horses. A group of heavily armed soldiers emerged from the tree line, their faces hidden behind menacing masks.
Protect yourself, Amelia.
Caelan drew his sword, his expression grim, his voice tight with tension. The soldiers advanced, swords drawn, their eyes glinting with greed and malice. The trap had been sprung, but something was wrong. The soldiers weren't interested in taking Amelia prisoner. They attacked with a ferocity that spoke of a single-minded purpose: to kill. Amelia fought with a desperate fury she didn't know she possessed. She parried and thrust, her movements swift and deadly. She realized with a sickening clarity that these were not simply soldiers. They were skilled assassins, sent to silence her permanently. Caelan fought bravely by her side, but they were outnumbered. One by one, the assassins fell, but not before one managed to break through their defenses. He lunged at Amelia, his sword aimed at her heart.
I'm sorry, I never meant...
Caelan, seeing the imminent danger, threw himself in front of Amelia, taking the blow meant for her. Amelia watched in horror as Caelan collapsed to the ground, the life draining from his eyes. With a surge of grief and fury, Amelia unleashed the full power within her. A blinding light erupted from her body, throwing the remaining assassins back. When the light faded, Amelia stood alone, the clearing littered with the bodies of her attackers. In her hand, she clutched a shimmering gem, the source of her immortality, which had materialized during the fight.
Princess, what has happened here? Amelia cradled Caelan's lifeless body in her arms, her tears falling freely. He had betrayed her, yes, but he had also saved her life. He had given his life for hers. And in his final moments, she had seen remorse in his eyes, a flicker of the love he had professed. The guards, alerted by the commotion, arrived to find a scene of carnage.
They were shocked to see their princess covered in blood, clutching the lifeless body of a stranger. But when they saw the gem in her hand, they understood. Amelia returned to the palace, her heart heavy with sorrow. She had regained the gem, the source of her immortality, but at a terrible cost. She had learned the bitter truth that immortality could not protect her from the pain of loss, the sting of betrayal. The king and queen, horrified by the events, finally revealed the truth about Amelia's gift to the kingdom. They realized they could no longer keep her hidden. The people, initially wary, were moved by Amelia's story, by her courage and her loss. Life in the palace resumed a semblance of normalcy, but Amelia was forever changed. She carried the weight of Caelan's sacrifice and Ilara's loyalty in her heart. She realized that immortality was not a gift but a burden, a lonely existence that stretched endlessly before her. Amelia devoted her life to her people. She used her wisdom and her unique perspective to guide the kingdom into a new era of peace and prosperity. But she never forgot the lessons she had learned. She never again took her freedom for granted, nor did she allow herself to be blinded by trust.
And so I, the immortal princess, ruled with a heavy heart but an unyielding spirit. True immortality lies not in an endless lifespan, but in the memories we leave behind, in the love we share, and in the sacrifices made in the name of that love.
The memory of Caelan The young man who betrayed her and ultimately saved her would forever be etched in her heart, a poignant reminder of the enduring power of love and sacrifice in a world consumed by the pursuit of immortality.